Hey guys, Wagwan, and welcome to another episode of the Young and Suffren podcast. I'm Shante Suffren, and I'm here with my lovely, authentic, very direct husband, Isaac Suffren.
You.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. Very interesting feedback from last podcast.
Yeah.
Feel great about it.
I'm
The results is exactly what I was looking for.
I'm so happy you
Triggered
accomplished your
Jamaicans.
goals.
Not like a triggered Jamaican for breakfast.
Guys, I see some comments on there saying I should have met, like in the clip, like many of you probably have seen the clip on Instagram where he's just saying how St. Lucia has more gold medals than Jamaica. And we all, I guess, I don't even know if you knew, but we got a gold medal in discus.
Yeah, rock throwing.
You see, and that is the reason why I did not mention it, because then he would just have downplayed the significance.
If you guys didn't get gold, I guarantee you no Jamaican would have been watching it. Let's be real. You know good and well you've never been like, hey mom, hey, turn on that discus throwing. You never said that. So yeah. And I didn't know that then, but you know, congratulations on the rock throwing gold medal that you guys got.
It's not rock throwing. Rock throwing could be more similar to like shot put. Discus.
What is discus?
Discus is like it's a.
That's what I was thinking. Shot putting. I guess what is discus then?
It's like a disc. It's a metal disc.
Do you throw it?
And you throw it like, but you have to like swing your arm around, and then you just yeah,
heavy frisbee throwing. I know exactly what you're talking. It's like the little frisbee thing that you're
like have to. It's really really hard.
Yeah, discus, shot putting.
Yeah, field events. Let's just not sleep on field events.
Yeah, but that's only because it's necessary. This Olympics. I've never heard anybody Jamaican talk about anything other than track. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a community of discus supporters. You never know. There's everybody involved in their own things. The comments were very interesting though. It was just what I wanted. There were a lot of people saying. There were a couple of comments that says. He's clearly St. Lucian. Leave American out of this. I'm very much American. I just have lineage that goes to St. Lucia, so I can claim the gold medal. But I think overall, it was good. And some of the stuff I said was inaccurate at the moment, like the Shelly Ann. I guess she wasn't late to the gate, or the gate changed, or whatever the case was. Hey, she didn't compete, So let's warm up, get there on time. Warm up, do what we got to do.
Anyways.
But like I was saying, just in regards to the comments, yeah. I mean, see you guys in 2028 if we're even thinking about this. By then, I know I will.
I definitely will. I'll be tuned in, and I cannot wait until 2028 until we just get back to our regular standing of excellence and track and field domination. All right, guys. So now we're gonna jump into our hypotheticals. And the first question is for Isaac. Would you let your son, or would you allow your son to wear dresses?
No.
The question.
I already know this. I don't even know wear what. Answer's probably no. It sounded like you were about to say dresses.
Yeah.
No. Unless it's like you're born in Ireland and that's a cultural thing. No. Why? For what?
What if he feels like he just feels better in a dress and it matches his personality and who he wants to be?
I don't think you need a dress to match your personality. I don't know. No. But there is one small situation in which it will be okay. There's this dude named Wisdom on Instagram. And this dude, I've been following him since like 2020 or whenever he started on TikTok. This dude's just a fashion guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about, he'll put together $100,000 outfit, right? Just because he works with all these different brands and like fashion is his thing. Mm-hmm. So there's a level of understanding that he has and connection that he has with fashion that isn't really representative of anything else other than fashion. Mm-hmm. So unless he was like Wisdom on Instagram, no.
Like a fashion icon?
Just fashion guy. Like fashion is what you breathe. Because people who like fashion to a certain they're all the way on the extreme side. Mm-hmm. Their sense of what fashion is can really be different from somebody who's really not into it like that.
Their perception can blur the lines of what we feel like is normal sometimes.
Yeah. So I wouldn't, unless it was like that, then no. Why would we do that?
Oh, okay.
Would you? As a Jamaican, you just say no.
I'm trying to be more open-minded, boy, but it'd have to be a strong no, because as you said, like, why would that be okay? I mean, if you're an adult and you want to choose how you'd like to dress, then I cannot stop you. I just hope that the foundation and the principles that we've set at a younger age would steer you out of that. But then once you are under my household, I'm in charge, or like I care for you, I don't think that would be acceptable, because then children are very malleable, right? You can form them into any little thing that you want, and your role as a parent is to make them into good, upstanding citizens of society and followers of Christ. So if I feel like this dress is trying to put my child in a way that I don't want him to go, then that dress is a big no. So
I don't think any child or any little boy wearing a dress, it has more to do with what he's seeing on the outside than what's going on in the house. So my question would be, okay, where do you see this from? Why is this something he wants to do? Yada. Because I think one thing that has changed a lot in America, at least. I think other countries, like I've spoken to people who see America from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Like we look really crazy to a lot of people. Like really,
you said it.
As a country, like we can look very weird and like why are they doing that? And I think one thing that has changed is that the teaching, especially of your own children, has been infiltrated by a lot of external sources.
Right.
And that could be a good thing, and that could be a bad thing, because it just depends on what side of the internet, what side of the algorithm that you're on and all that stuff. Because you go on my feed to see, there's a lot of motivational stuff, a lot of sports stuff, there's a lot of just stuff that explore my different interests and things like that. But as a little kid who's just kind of floating around, you could end up on the algorithm with a whole bunch of crazy mess.
Yeah.
Right? That's not necessarily what the household wants to instill in, what the parents of the household want to instill in their children. Or
what is just downright good for you. I feel like a lot of people are seeking direction from people who are directionless and just post on social media looking as if this is something that is making them happy, when it's truly something that is making them depressed and making them sad. So if it is my role as a parent to guide a child, then I will do that. And I mean, wearing a dress does not seem like the right thing for a little boy to be doing. Like, what type of seeds am I planting in this little kid that it is okay to masquerade as a woman when you are clearly a man?
Again, like I said, I think that has less to do with what you believe and what you want. Is more to do with what they see externally. All the stuff they see in what's being taught in schools, what's being shown in schools, what are they looking at on social media. You don't have to be okay with it, nor that do I think you should be. But again, it's children are very impressionable. What they see is what they do. So it's more about controlling, especially today's age. Like 40 years ago, it was much easier to just say, hey, this is what we do, and this is the only influence that you get. Yeah. Now you have Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
So how do you go about restricting those, like, from a child when it's so, it permeates society?
Well, you monitor.
Monitor, like, their...
Yeah, monitor what they're looking at.
Or you could just take it away from them. I know I'm very extremist when it comes down to this.
But that's not realistic, though. The whole world is on there.
Is it? Listen, I think at a certain age, you should not have a phone. You should probably have a walkie-talkie. Where are you? Come back now. Copy. You let me know where you are. You come back. Honestly, my childhood was so rich, was so fulfilling. And it was without a phone. I have a little bangers. I text my mother and I played a little snake game in the little box. And that was all I needed. I feel like social media for minors, it does more harm than good. And and having a, what do you call it, like a cell phone less or like digital less analog childhood is one of the best gifts I think you can give a child. What do you think?
I disagree because you have to see the advantages that there are in having devices like that. I've been able to get ahead from a educational standpoint in my desired fields because of social media.
At what age?
I mean, it just depends on what I was looking at that time. But again, growing up, right? I used to stay on YouTube for hours looking at basketball stuff. And the amount of stuff I learned just watching the greats do what they do and being able to just look at it any time of day was huge because I used to study these guys, right, that eventually helped me get to, play college basketball, right? And, basketball took me a lot of places. I think growing up, it does not do the kid, I don't think it does kids any good to have them not have a phone, but they have to have
not have social media.
Yeah, well, even that, have a healthy teach them what it's like to have a healthy relationship with it.
And I'm saying that a healthy relationship with social media once you're a child is virtually impossible.
But what's a child?
A minor, but like
under 18?
I'll use child in the sense of maybe below high school level, or what you consider high school. For instance, is that the 9th grade?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. From 9th grade go down, and once you're not in your like adolescence or that like teenage years, a balanced, healthy relationship with social media for little kids, I think that is virtually impossible.
I don't
because
think so.
How can you expect a child to not be addicted to something that is programmed to be addicting?
By being the parent and monitoring it. Again, if
they will listen, have you ever seen how children react when you give them a little phone or it quiets them? They're transcended into another world. They lose touch with reality.
Yeah.
They're not able to sustain long periods of boredom or of focus because of social media. I feel very strongly about this because I see the repercussions and I see the results of it in kids of this day and age. They don't know how to interact. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to have grit and persistence. I'm gonna say it. I might be the bad guy on today's podcast, but they have become soft, and I think social media has a lot to do with that. Go ahead.
That's why I was saying monitoring. Again, monitoring how long they're on it. If I'm trying to instill some things in my son, and I know that there's external factors that could help instill the same message, I can go on his phone and, hey, a part of me monitoring your phone, I want to make sure that you're following these type of people. Right. People that are going to steal the same messages. We're also going to explore your interest.
Yeah.
What are some things you're interested in? Right. Oh, you're interested in architecture. Right. Let's follow some of those pages as well. Right. Let's so messaging and continue to grow in your ideas and maybe possible interests. And then we can have a screen time of, hey, you can only be on here for about 90 minutes a day.
First of all, you could be on it for 0 minutes a day. And here's why. Why are the founders, the creators of these apps sending their children to school that do not use any form of technology or social media? That goes to show that they know how destructive it is for the minds of children. If you are the creator for this thing and it is not good for your child, why should it be good for my child?
Well, that's assuming you know the exact reason that they're doing
if
that. If
all of them take them picnic and send them to school that don't use it, there's no reading in between the lines.
I mean,
this
who knows?
is the
It
line.
could be because they're always surrounded by it when they leave.
Listen, this is my educated hypothesis. It's because they know how destructive it is for little children, and they don't want their children to be caught up in that. So.
Well, anything can be destructive if you allow it to be.
I agree. And I think when you're at an age of maybe like 15, 16, then we can start introducing it. But to have proper developmental skills and focus and concentration, a world without social media, I think that is most conducive. That's just my take.
Well, my last point on this is that even if it's a like world without is the most, is a better way to go.
Yeah.
I won't take anything like if the world is this way, I'm not going to remove that aspect of the world from my children. I'm going to teach them how to manage it and what's a healthy relationship with it.
I agree.
So so with that comes, even from a young age, hey, like I'm not, for example, I'm not going to say, hey, no social media until you're 15. All your friends are on social media. And then as soon as you're allowed to have social media, you go crazy on it because, oh my gosh, I've been waiting on this for a long time. I finally got to have it. But instead, hey, you have a phone, right? Here's your little app. But let me show you how to have a great relationship with this app to where it does not influence you. It does not hold you hostage, and you can continue to have a better relationship with it. So growing up, you understand that, hey, this is just my relationship with social media. Kind of like how people who have really strict parents growing up, as soon as they get a little bit of freedom, they go overboard because their parents never let them make mistakes or never let them kind of, have that little freedom. So that's kind of like my whole thing.
Okay, so next question for you. Should your daughter dress differently if there are people over the house?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't wear I'm familiar with how, even for my little sisters to you and whoever dresses when they're comfortable, right? Maybe the little shorty shorts and tank top, whatever, just lounging around. I don't think that's necessarily most appropriate for when there's people over the house, especially other men, for sure. I mean, then you go to the saying, oh, why can't you dress, the way you want in your own house, whatever. It's just about just being appropriate, right? Just how, I got to clean my room before guests come over. Ain't nobody coming to my room.
When do you do that?
No, it's like growing up, right?
Okay.
Room's always clean because you're in there.
Oh, gosh.
But no, like just how you had to clean your room when guests came over the house,
Yeah.
Same way you got to.
Just etiquette.
Yeah, dress appropriate when people come over the house.
I agree. And also, I would hope that my daughter does not feel comfortable wearing the same clothes that she wears around us, around other people. Like, it's more revealing we're her family. Like, I would want her to feel more comfortable, just a bit more covered around people she does not know.
I mean, just how, almost in a way where, I know we don't practice these things, but almost how, around our Muslim friends.
Yeah.
When we're around them, right, it's long sleeve, sweatpants, hijab.
Once you're not in that group of people that they could be uncovered around, it's wrap it up. And I could really admire
and it's nothing against the people that are coming. It's just more of a modesty thing. It's a respect thing for themselves and just for, I guess, a new environment that we create by being there and not being one of those people that can see them any other way.
Yeah, I agree. For those of you who don't know, Isaac has this obsession with drug lord and drug empire shows. Like, kind of like Power. Is that that's Ghost?
Yeah, Power.
What's that one with the snowfall?
Snowfall.
Yeah, Snowfall. So
Narcos.
All of that.
Yeah.
So he's always watching them. And he always asks me, like, if he were to become like
Let me ask you. I don't even know what you were gonna ask. Let me ask you the question once for all. The lifestyle that we currently have, right? We're living nice,
Thank God.
Going you get your shopping clothes, you're living great, family's taken care of, right? But you found out one day, right, that it was supplied through a cocaine empire.
Mm-hmm. First of all,
what are you doing?
First, I'm reporting it myself.
You can't do that.
Listen, no,
you can't do that. You literally,
listen, I am reporting you to the feds.
You could not testify against me as my wife.
You see, the fact that you even know that shows how.
You cannot do that. So you gotta. What are you doing? Are you gonna hold me down or what?
I am not no ride or die. Listen, if you want to go and pick up drugs and risk my life and my family life, that is on you. Listen, I'm not one of those people that go into...
But you've been protected up to this point. What do you mean?
And take with the protection because it's not the type of protection that I want. I don't want no drugs money funding my life.
You're already in it. What are you doing? You're already in it. I am
stepping out because you know what? Jamaicans have a saying, if them can't catch Kwaku, them catch him shirt. And what that means, if them cannot catch you, you are the main person, you're the target. Mm-hmm. They might come after me. Mm-hmm. What I look like running from the feds or running from people living out.
You're not going to have to run from the feds.
Yes, I will.
You're not involved.
You are not.
You can claim, what's it called? just you didn't know. You had no idea. Unless you start, working the books, handling shipments, making sure everything's in order.
Let me tell you right now, if you have any desire at all to start a drug empire, count me out. Count me out immediately. Because I'm not doing no money laundering, nothing. I am not no Tasha.
Look, we can go legitimate. Right? After a while, we just go legit. Just like Franklin Saint tried to do the real estate business.
And how that work?
His mama is the reason it didn't work. His mama. And we got to talk about that. 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds, he'd had 37 million. In 1980s. That's like 200 million today.
And would that be worth it? People who make money like that can never live freely. I like peace. I like freedom. I don't like the Fed. When me look, people, I love my life. Mm-hmm. And for me to get caught up in drugs don't fit me. Crime don't look nice. Mm-hmm. Look how I stay good. Me for the behind bars, you're crazy. So anyhow you want to take up crime and violence. Bars. Yes, I would.
No, you didn't know. You had no idea. I'm just saying you just came to find out. Like, oh my gosh, the dude's making all this money.
All these years, and I never have a clue.
Yeah, it's very possible. I'm going to the office. No, I'm going to the warehouse to beat this guy up. Office, right? You wouldn't. Hey, babe, I'm gonna grab some meat real quick, right? Put on the ski mask, right? Me and Tommy and Ghost, right? We got new distro in town. We got to, so babe, you could claim like, oh, I had no idea.
Why would you want that from me?
I didn't say I want what.
Why would you want to endanger my life?
I mean, obviously, I would have security and like triple, quadruple security, right? My guys get paid well. They're going to take care of you, right? Yeah. I'm just saying, like imagine we made 100 million. We're up 100 M's.
100 million. I don't need no 100 million.
And you found out that it came to cook. You're saying...
I'd walk away.
Wow.
God will provide. I'm not taking no drugs money. I'm walking away and I'm reporting you because that is not right.
You cannot report me.
I'm gonna.
Why if the feds had no idea, why would you then let them know?
Okay, all right. Let's say I don't report you. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to come to you and I'm going to say, Isaac, this is not right. This is not what we believe. Yeah. Drugs, not good. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, how can we get out of this? And I help you get out.
Yeah, go legit.
Go like to wash the money laundering?
We clean it a couple times. Next thing you know, we invest in like some startup company and it blows up. But I'm just saying, like, I always thought that was interesting. Like, 100 M's looks real different in person. Like, if I just showed you, like, we went to like one of those bank vaults, open it up, like, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know your business was so successful. Great, congratulations, babe. And I said, babe, it's cocaine money. You're saying, I don't want the 100. No. Not even like 10. Just take a stash. As soon as you do, now you're complicit. But, 100 M's, 100 M's.
Babe, you are not drug lord material.
Oh, I know I'm not. I'm not a gangster. I know how to fight. I don't want to.
Yeah, but like you're just not cut out for that life.
I mean,
you have to choose your man a little nerdy. Like him not gonna do no drugs. Him not gonna do no guns. That's not the life I want.
No, but like, I think I could do it.
Babe, first of all,
I've watched enough shows to know how to like really get in there and, Ghost did it. Frankie did it, but Frank, he got too in love with the money, man. He got too in love with the money.
And don't you see a common theme in these stories? They all end up dead.
My own son will not shoot me. I'm not gonna do Tariq like. First of all, Tariq had it all good.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm taking bad.
I don't know. But
all right.
Them shows will give you a false sense of security though, thinking you know more than you do.
And you don't exactly. All right, then let's so know. You get. All right, let me ask you. What if I'm like, La Jefe or La Jefa in like this Colombian drug war?
Yeah.
Would you hold me down?
It would be so not believable that you were La Jefa, whatever, that I'd be like, you are amazing.
What?
Because the fact that you could present yourself as such, but also behind the scenes be running such a huge operation. Teach me everything. No, I probably just wouldn't believe you. I probably wouldn't believe you. But
what if I showed you the same, vault with money and like real? Please don't try to be funny. Be real for real. Like be for real.
I think I would immediately become more wary of like my surroundings and stuff like. I don't know, because then now you have to live on edge
all the time.
Yeah, I probably. You showed me the 100 though.
Like money, like me a lick you with money, me a box you with money, me a beat you with money.
How much?
Like 100,000 per stock. Me just abuse you with money.
Oh man, we gotta stay in the game. 100,000 per slap, per stack. Oh man. I mean, I've watched some shows where like the woman who you never suspect was like
she was
this. Yeah. I mean, realistically, nah, I wouldn't, because that puts the entire family in danger.
Your mother, your cousins, your sister.
Yeah. Anybody you care about now is a potential target. So, realistically, no. But I'm also saying that if you showed me 100 mil, I'd think about it for a little bit.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's an honest thing to say. Yeah. But let's say I get caught though in jail. I'm like, how long are you waiting on me for in the outside?
How much money do I have?
What?
No, like, could I just go somewhere and like just camp out? Just like, am I being chased?
No. Oh. It's just me that gets convicted and sent off to the pen.
Well, if you're running an empire like you said, you ain't never getting out. You said 100 mil, you ain't never getting out.
How long would you wait for me?
How long is the sentence?
All right, let's say 5 years.
I could probably 5 is reason. I could probably do 5. I mean, yeah, I could probably do 5.
Okay, 10 years.
You get like a chance at parole or something?
Yeah. Early on good behavior.
Oh, okay, yeah. I could wait, considering, let's see how fast that good behavior gets there.
15 years. No. You're breaking up with me. I get a 15-year sentence.
At a certain point, you gotta look at your own decisions and be like, I'm reaping the consequences of my own actions. 15 years.
What happened to until death do us part?
Well, look, we gonna have to reread, because there are a couple things in there that kind of that should be able to, I mean, depending how long you in there, I mean, you dead to the real world. You got a whole new life in there. I mean, 15 years, that's a long time. I think when people think about prison sentences, like, oh, he only got 5 years. Oh, he only got 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like 3 years, I don't care if it's 1 year. That's a long time to like not have any freedom. Like, could you imagine 15? It's a long time.
That is a long time.
Like, you'll come out.
Years.
I mean, guys imagine if you were locked up in 2000 and you're 2010.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, you're locked up for 10 years and you get out in 2020. There is so much has changed on the outside, from technology to everything.
Yeah.
It could be wars being fought, and you would know about it because you have TVs and stuff, but you wouldn't really understand the impact, or, because you're not in the world. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean.
After 15 years, where we draw the line?
I don't know, man. I'd say maybe like 10.
10 is.
Because what did you do to get that much time? That's what I'm thinking about.
Drugs.
Drugs?
Or what if oh God, I could not even think of murdering somebody. Oh my gosh. No. Probably.
You're way too nice.
All right.
Okay, how long would you wait?
I think I could wait. Oh gosh, let's be honest here. Because a life of me holding it down. I mean, right now we don't have no children or nothing.
No.
Oh. 5 years, I could easily do 5 years.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, I could do 5 years. 10 years. By 10 years now.
That's a long time.
I'm 35.
Yeah.
Because then now, after 15 years, you're basically putting me out of childbearing time.
When does that usually happen for?
Like, it gets riskier after like 40. high risk. And it's actually 30 is like what they start calling it, geriatric pregnancy. So if I commit to waiting,
30 seems kind of early.
I know, but like with modern medicine and technology, they've extended it. Like you're good after 30 and stuff. But first child after 40, people have done it. I'm sure it's possible. But if, let's say, I wait 20 years on you, you're basically telling me I'm waiting on you and I'm foregoing motherhood.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's a long time regardless. I mean, even if it was just 5 years.
5 years. I could do 5 years, though.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean.
I know. Yeah. But yeah.
I can imagine going to jail. Way too ghetto. I couldn't do it.
So next question, babe. How do you feel about corporal punishment for children? Corporal punishment, i.e. flogging, like beating them, hitting them.
No, flogging just sounds violent.
I know. It sounds like those things they used to do in like the medieval times when the slave would run away, huh? Or like in slavery days.
No, I'd probably let you be the bad guy.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's necessary.
But you don't want to do it?
The Bible says don't spare the rod. I think it's necessary to have that sometimes. Yeah. I just believe I have really sweet children, so I won't need to. Like the raising of a voice should be like...
Should be enough?
Yeah, like oh my gosh, he yelled at me. This is the worst day
That's
ever.
how I was. The way how your mother described you growing up, you sound like one big wreckage. And boys, I just feel like boys are just so much more prone to just doing dangerous stuff. And yes, you could talk to them and I'm all for communicating, but how do you communicate with a 1-year-old about not running off into the street? Listen, I was at an airport out DFW one day and this lady, like, she had her hands full. She had like 2 children, she's tending to one, the other one was just on the side of the road walking out into the street. I literally had to run off my phone, grab the little boy, and put him back on the sidewalk. The grandmother looked at me. She was so thankful. And because children are a lot. But how do you communicate that, running out into the street is dangerous. You could lose your life. You could send me to prison. Sometimes, if the children can't hear, they must feel, and I'm going to have to feel. Because what I look like having you run out into the street, almost die, and me saying, Tommy, that was not nice of you. Please do not do that again to mommy. Tommy, when I don't, and I'm not going to like abuse them because I've seen that and that gets them nowhere. But I feel like a bit of physical, like a punishment, like a tap, like a bam, not for bruise them, not for hurt them, for tool, But I mean, that's just how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes more sense. I was thinking more from a disciplinary, like, you're doing something like stupid when you're older or whatever. But not like being in, like, putting yourself in danger. Yeah, that I think that's necessary because, I mean, you can either die or you can remember you getting your butt smacked last time you tried to do it. Yeah, so situations like that make sense. Like, I think a good shake is good.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been shook before. And it's way more traumatic than like being
by a man though.
Yeah, by my uncle. Come here, what are you doing? And I'm like, it is much more memorable getting shook like that than it is getting smacked. Anybody who has an uncle or your father that's ever been shook by like grown man strength, like just old enough to where you're not gonna really hurt, like damage you, like really hurt you, but like to feel that level of aggression coming from like somebody that, you both love each other.
Yeah.
Like that's scary, man. I've been shook a couple times.
And that really like woke you up.
Yeah.
God, I've never been shook. Maybe that's just like a guy thing.
I don't think
girls don't get shook.
I'm pretty sure girls do get shook. My little cousin got shook plenty of times.
But by a man, by her father.
Uncle Adrian used to shake somebody up almost all the time because she had when she was little, she used to catch attitudes all the time, and Uncle Adrian did not like that. So he wouldn't really like hit her or nothing like that.
Yeah,
but he'd give her like he'd hit me, little Adrian. Like my uncle's always punch me in the chest or something like that.
Oh gosh.
But I mean, again, not trying to hurt me, but a little wake up. I mean, sometimes it hurt, but yeah, good shake. Yeah, I think that's a little scary. But yeah, for something like that, like if you're putting yourself in danger, I mean, you could have, especially when you could have died.
Yeah.
Especially for somebody, it's not necessarily for because you want to do it, but it's more learned behavior.
Yeah.
Like
right.
me smacking you in this moment because you ran out into the road is equivalent to you touching a hot stove.
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna touch a hot stove again because it felt horrible.
Did you ever question the person's love for you that was punishing you in that moment?
No.
Yeah, and I think that's where we have to draw the line is it's out of love. It should never be out of exhaustion or out of anger. How you punish somebody or how you correct behavior. If in that moment I feel like I am too irritated to respond appropriately, then maybe I just save that and then I will hit you later. Because if me hit you now, you're gonna dead. You understand? So I feel like my mother have the thing where she would never like hit me too hard, but she will save up the beating. You understand? She'll like, oh, you think me never remember? No, is the time for the beating.
That's
like,
way more terrorizing.
No, but I think something.
What?
I'm telling you, coming like over
the beating.
She saved the meat, like she put it in our fridge, she cooled, and she microwave it. And because in that moment, if she hit me, she was not going to do it out of a place of love. And sometimes they need time to cool off. So sometimes you think you get well with it, but the beating is waiting for you. It's just a few hours away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I think that is important. Because my mother, she would hit me. Like me, I tell you, some hitting at the back will make you feel like your back go broke. You understand? But I never really questioned that. It was like her loving me and her wanting just better for me in that moment. But I've seen cases, especially when you're going at the ghetto, and I spend time in a Maxfield, in a Rima, in a jungle, where these are like, how you just say, like projects or something here. And the way how they beat their children, I don't like. Not saying everybody does it, but I've seen people send their children to standpipe. Standpipe is like the community shower, like you go and bathe and stuff. And then prepare for beat them with the wet skin after they've just showered. So you're wet and you prepare for the beating and you get a lick. And they're calling them all sorts of like derogatory names. And the mother is telling them about their mother, which is them, which never really made sense to me. So when it's a case like that, I don't condone it, none at all. Because then not only are you physically beating them, you're also mentally and emotionally belittling them. And sometimes that mental and emotional belittlement is hard to recover from. So I just feel like you should do it out of a place of love and never anger. If you need time for cool off and then reheat the beating, then you probably need to do that.
I got a couple memorable ones. Boy, funny ones too, man. So me and little Adrian, which is one of my little cousins, we're not that far apart. I think he's like maybe a year and a half or 2.5 years apart. Something like that. But I remember we both got in trouble at Walmart with Aunt Samantha. And Aunt Samantha told, she said, I'm going to tell Uncle Adrian. And like we didn't think she was going to tell her for real because Aunt Samantha, she could be real like, she's always kind of like happy. So you never know when she's serious about something serious. So she said it in a way, oh, I'm going to tell you Uncle Adrian. And then like we was like, she must be playing. But she told Uncle Adrian. And we got back to the house. Uncle Adrian was lining us up to, like we both was sitting there about to get whooping. And he said, choose your belt, right? He had like 7, 8 belts. So I used to be thinking like, which one's going to hurt the worst? Right? So we choose our belt. But the thing is, me and little Adrian played too much. I mean, we're like 11 and 9 or something like that. And no. I don't know. We're probably that age. But we would do this. It would be so when it was like his turn to go first, I would be dying laughing. He get whooped. He jumping around in circles. I'm dying laughing. But I can't let Uncle Adrian see that I'm laughing or I'm going to get in trouble. I mean, it's the funniest thing ever. And when it's my turn, it's no longer funny. And then little Adrian sitting there just got whooped. And he's trying not to laugh so hard. And we both in there laughing.
That makes it worse.
I'm talking about, but laughing but we have to contain it. Like, if he hears us laugh, he's definitely going to get us again. So like we are holding it, but like if we make eye contact, we making eye contact while he getting whooped, and I'm getting whooped, trying not to laugh at him, laughing at me, but the laughter goes away every time I get hit. But every time I make a round, I see him. And Uncle Adrian, you know, he do what he gotta do. But dude, oh my gosh, bro, the amount of times we got in trouble for laughing when he said like be quiet or something like that. It's like when you make eye contact with your friend and y'all can't help, like you gotta avoid eye contact.
Yeah.
Oh man, but that's one of my most. That's probably
Memorable.
the only one I remember. I remember a couple of like little ones, but that one,
Yeah.
because I remember he's sitting on the bed, I'm sitting on the bed, and I'm literally like I'm squeezing my head trying to stop me from laughing because it is so funny.
See, that just irritates the person beating you.
That's why we every time Uncle Aiden may have looked like he was gonna look our way. Like, don't get me wrong, it was no longer funny at all. But then as soon as it started again, it was hilarious. But no, I don't know why we started laughing so much.
Did you get beat in syllables?
Oh yeah, syllables, words. I mean, I don't really.
The longer
remember.
the punishment was, the more beating you get. Like, you don't go outside.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's just like the worst.
Yeah.
But there was a point where I just started running away.
Oh, I ran away once. I'm pretty sure my mom was laughing while she was running. I had this vague memory that my mom opened the door to my bed. I got in trouble with school. My mom opened the door. And you know, a dog, when you open the door, front door, and the dog just burst out of there. Yeah. And you're like, dang it. Gotta go get the dog. Man, as soon as you open it, he cracked it. Boom, I was gone. I'm like,
she didn't even beat you yet?
No, I'm like 5. I'm like, boom. I didn't really think like, oh, if I'm running around the same house, I'm gonna have to stay in anyways. But I was like, I'm getting out of here. Boom. And it'll be running. I make like 2 laps around the whole house. Like, cause the way our house is set up, it was like my room, and then there's an entrance to the kitchen, and then you go through the kitchen, and then you come around again.
Yeah.
So I said, boom, boom, and then she caught me. I think I had socks on, and then it went from carpet to hardwood, so I lost traction. But yeah, I done ran a couple times.
No, but you were running in the same house.
Yeah.
No, I was running away, like outside of the house. I remember one time, like my mother tried to beat me at my cousin's house or something. I just locked myself in the bathroom. Everybody had to hold whatever they needed to do because I was not coming out of that. She just had to leave me in the bathroom. And then at some point, like I don't know what. I don't know if it was Disney Channel or Nickelodeon that was influencing me, but I don't know what I did or what my mother did. But one time I just felt like I just needed to run away. So I wrote a note and I left it.
What'd you say?
I just I don't appreciate how I'm being treated here. I'm going to run away. And I folded it up and I left it and I packed a little bag and I just took the bus to some.
You actually went?
I left. And she never searched for me.
Oh, wow. Where did you go?
I went to an after school program. I stayed till the end of the night and she never moved a muscle.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what did you end up doing?
I just came back home.
Then what did she say?
She said, "Oh, you come back."
Was she disappointed?
No.
I'm playing. No, wow, that's an interesting one right there.
Yeah, I was very dramatic, I feel, when I was younger. She was just I mean, it was dinner time. What I was going to do.
Wow, so you took the bus.
Because I always take the bus,
Oh, yeah.
Took the bus, went to after school program. It was in Greater Portmore. I just stayed
So
there.
what time did you run away?
After school, then took the bus back, and then maybe it was getting dark, 7 or so. I came back home.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah, but yeah, I think so. So the thing here is I think corporal punishment is necessary for young children. I think as they grow up and they develop proper communication skills and they'll listen and heed your words. Because my mother didn't have to beat me for too long. It's just when I do stupid stuff. I was very what them call fast. I would always be mixing things and cleaning my mother's dresser with peroxide or with nail polish remover. I would just always be experimenting with different things. And she would get angry, of course, not supposed to be doing that.
I think I put a muffin in a VHS thing.
The CD player?
Yeah, I was trying to play the muffin. I put it in there, broke it. I don't think I got in trouble, but
hey,
you really gotta watch kids, man.
You really do. Yo, let me tell you this one story. My mother never lives it down. With children, you have to watch them. And sometimes I feel like children are just naturally funny. Like, you can't even beat them because you're still laughing. Just like your mother probably just laughing at you running about the place. Mm-hmm. My mother used to do promotion. Like, people, when you go to the supermarkets and they have like little slices of stuff to try, she used to do promotion for this wine company. And she'd have like samples and stuff. And I think I already ate the food that she left for me, like, when you have to eat up the food when you come back from school. And I had lived next to a daycare. Like, the landlord was a daycare and half of it was a daycare. And I had a few friends that went to the daycare. So I invited them over. And we just kind of poured the wine into wine glasses. And I had some cake and I just shared it with all of my, like, friends. At this point, I'm probably like 11. All of us eating wine and drinking cake. And my mother come home.
Eating wine and drinking cake?
Yeah, drinking wine and eating cake. And she just come out, all of us just knock out. She realized all the wine gone. All of us drunk.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I mean, like, how you beat a child for that?
I mean, as an 11-year-old, you had a little wine and...
Listen, I was drinking wine. I'm spitting up my little Christmas cake, sharing out all my friends.
Y'all killed the whole bottle?
It was like mini little, it's not big bottles of stuff, it's like small stuff, and I just share it with them.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, you got started early. No, I never did nothing like that. Probably.
But also, drinking in Jamaica is not as, like, young drinking in Jamaica is not as taboo as it is in the States.
I wouldn't say it's taboo here either. I mean, the way I grew up.
No, in college, you guys overdo it. I'm talking like getting blacked out drunk. I'm like, the people acting like them never yet drink a beer before, and they probably haven't. And I realize that is a cultural difference, like how people treat alcohol. I had my first alcoholic beverage probably like 8 around my family, like Guinness or like Malta or something, because it's not that big a deal. I think that's just a college
culture, though. Like, some people, they drink because they want to
get that to that point.
Yeah. At least the guy, I mean, look, I done had some teammates that, yeah, we're going to get lit. They were just going to go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that was like their intention. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that is the point of, maybe that's their intent with college drinking. But as you said earlier, with structuring a child or guiding them with alcohol, like in Jamaica, that's, like, we do that. Like, you have your first drink with your family, not with like a stranger at a party. And I think here in America, if it were that case where, you were drinking with your family at an earlier age, then you probably wouldn't have the need or the desire to want to overdo it at parties and stuff.
Maybe. I mean, I think it's just a cultural thing at the end of the day. I mean, I don't know much about Ireland, but I know when I think about Ireland, the perception of them in drinking is like, they drink like crazy, right?
Yeah.
That just, I don't know if it's a cultural thing or just whatever. That's just a perception, at least as an American, that we have on like Irish people, that they love to have a really great time, especially with drinks. And it's kind of, I think it's the same thing here. Like, that's just a lot of the intention. But no.
If there's anybody from Ireland watching this, please comment below and let us know if what Isaac says is true, like if there's any validity to his argument.
I'm trying to think.
I guess
the movies I'm thinking
they're
about,
always portrayed like that, like a point, like a pint of rum and like these little wooden cups and slamming it on the ground on the bar, and just like really drunk. I don't know. Maybe that's like a stereotype. Let us know. Correct us.
Yeah, but I will say my final thought on it is that I don't think I'll be a parent to hit my children. Unless it's a situation that you talked about. Yeah,
like danger and stuff.
Or I see that maybe my son is growing up as an undisciplined person right now. Mm-hmm. Because it's very dangerous to have undisciplined man is a very dangerous man, because he's a slave to how he feels.
Yeah.
He's angry, he lashes out, right? He's lustful. Right. He decides to do things that he shouldn't be doing, right? So that's, if I see that direction, then yes, physical is very important, because can have you putting other people's lives in danger, or their livelihoods in danger, or yourself in danger because of your lack of discipline. Or I guess the other side for a female, it would be, right, always understand, like, respecting yourself, having those boundaries.
Yeah.
I think that would be the only time. But I also think I always just had this thought that I would have really, really good kids. Because I done seen some kids that like, yo, you're like, there's no way your parents have had enough time with you on this earth yet to instill the stuff that you do. Like, why do you like try to grab stuff and hit people with it? Well, yo, who's this kid? Like, but I think I want to have like really, that just kind of what I thought. Hopefully I do.
I mean, the stories your mother tells me shows that you probably were a bit grown up. And then the stories that I have, I used to be a fighter. Used to be, but now I'm a lover. So,
yeah, I'm always so surprised when like your cousins say you used to beat them up. I cannot see that.
This is the thing, guys. I'm not a lot of talk. I'm all about action. You see? And when I was younger, that action looked like beating people up. I know it's hard to understand, but I just have this one cousin, Sharmalee. She would, somebody whose words just prick you. And at the time, I wasn't a good communicator. I'd get really ticked off, very easily ticked off. And as you can see, I'm very naturally strong. Like I've always had like really defined calf muscles. Like my mother thought I was in her womb lifting weights type stuff. So whenever Sharmalee would bother me, Sharmalee, she was little and mug. I should always just beat her up and then he would stop. Then all of a sudden I look like the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? I do understand I probably had anger issues when I was younger. But sorry about that, Sharmalee. I think we're on good terms. So if you were to get in a fight right now, me and Sharmalee probably beat me up.
Yeah, she would. I think so.
But well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And remember to send us any questions, any stories that you have that you want us to comment on, to give or input on at youngandsuffering@gmail.com for our Dear Suffering segment. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.